Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, sir. Please tell me more about my eternal mind.
So you give all these attributes to atoms which don't even possess one of them? Really?
No, we...
Okay, let's come to a conclusion. There are two options.
Yes, this is bullshit.
I predict a false dichotomy coming.
I'm giving the two conclusions that I'm perceiving. This is bullshit, as they say in China, and this. No, I've got one. This is one conclusion. We don't need the second.
I'm willing to bet false dichotomy.
Either you say that atoms are the owner of endless knowledge, will, and might, or you say that these atoms are the creation of God.
We have a winner. False dichotomy. Achievement unlocked.
Creation of Allah. Wait. Okay. So he says either you say atoms are the owners of endless knowledge, will, and might.
It was on sale.
That sentence makes less than no sense.
Oh, yeah.
But or you say that they're the creation of Allah. Well, wow.
I say neither of those things. Ever. Even when I was 3.
This is great. This is great stuff. I really want to thank this guy for putting together this video so that he could ask me this particular question.
Hey, do you remember this is all irrefutable?
Well, I'm struggling to find a refutation for atoms are the owner of endless knowledge versus they were a creation of Allah.
Wait, would you like me to refute it?
No, please. Attempt in vain to refute this claim.
Nuh-uh. There you go. That's the refutation for this stream of nonsense.
Wow, that was a very elegant line of anal vomit.
Yeah.
How I would describe it.
Yeah. I feel some of it dripping out of one of my ears right now.
Yeah, I do not accept the claims in this video.
Let's see what the last 8 seconds has to say. Best part of the video.
We know that every needle must have...
Sorry, I stopped it. Yeah. I see no evidence in support of any of the statements made here.
There, as you've mentioned, there are many claims made in this video.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to retract that statement. Please continue, though.
I wouldn't accept any of these as... I wouldn't accept a person making these statements as someone who seriously spent even a moment looking at chemistry or physics. No, there's no evidence in this video that this person understands any of these subjects outside of what I'm assuming the Quran claims about them. Nothing.
His initial statements here that we know that every needle must have its craftsman and owner, I don't necessarily agree with that verbatim. If I were to interpret it the way I think he means it, is that we know that every needle has its designer. I think that's what he means by craftsman and owner, because, I mean, I'm sure there's a needle somewhere that was dropped that no longer has an owner.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it.
So, I'm not going to be super pedantic. I agree with this statement. I also agree with the statement that every letter is written by somebody. No doy. Other than that, I really don't see any evidence at all to support the rather outlandish claims that this gentleman seems to be making. I would be greatly interested in seeing the data set results from the testing he did to come to these conclusions.
Yeah, you can keep waiting for that.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I can tell you that much.
He's just going to hand you a Quran and go, there it is. And there it is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You're right. There it is. It's right there. That's a book, all right. Here's a Spider-Man comic. It's a better story, and it's got pictures.
Way better art.
Is there anything you wanted to wrap up with this? Because like I'm done with this guy.
No, he didn't say anything. He literally made. He used words that they use in science, like atoms, but he doesn't know. He has no training on what an atom is or how it functions in a molecule,
or how they come together.
Exactly. Well, what reactions would cause one atom and another atom to meet and become pals?
Yeah.
Other than space.
All right, man. On to the next one. Kudos for us for sticking it through. How you doing?
Fantastic. Enjoying every second of this, no matter how painful of an expression I have on my face.
You sadistic bastard, you. All right, this is Trinity Radio, and 10 questions for atheists. This is a little bit older, so this is from 2021. So we'll have to maybe give them a pass for any...
all the scientific discoveries between then and now.
Yeah.
That refute God.
Yeah. But let's do this rapid fire. So here we go.
Question 1. If you have a deconversion story from any world religion, would you mind sharing that story?
Yes.
If you grew up in a non-religious household, what was it like to experience being around other people who were raised religious?
Okay. No, I don't mind sharing it. You?
I don't mind sharing it at all. I think I've done that.
Okay. We won't be sharing it on this video. I've shared it in text several places, but we'll probably be doing a video in the future about our deconversions.
Great.
Let it play when you're ready.
The second part?
It's not germane to us. We were raised in theistic households. So.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
So hit play when you're ready, buddy.
Doesn't apply.
Question number 2. Is there anything that Christian apologists or philosophers bring that you actually do consider to be good evidence for God? And if not, how do you define evidence?
No. And I'll give the same answer I've given several times. Empirical, the evidence I require is empirical evidence that is investigatable and testable via the scientific method, the data set result of which supports the hypothesis.
And I would say also, no. I just need a measurement of something supernatural. Good luck with that.
Straightforwardly, I'm a dog person. Here's my dog, Indiana. Dogs, cats, both, or neither?
Dogs all the way. I'm allergic to cats, plus every single one I've met that's not a kitten is an asshole.
I'm going to say cats all the way. Every single dog I've ever met has been desperate to get my attention, and I find it super annoying.
Did Jesus exist as a single historical individual? And if so, how reasonable do you think it is for people to hold the position that Jesus did not exist?
I don't care. I have no problem entertaining the idea that Jesus as an individual or an amalgamation of individuals is what that character or story is based on, and I also don't care if they never existed and it was made whole cloth.
I'd say don't know, and I don't care. It whether he existed or not doesn't change my view of the Bible or the claims in it.
Of your Christian friends and family members, which one would stand the best chance of convincing you or persuading you than the others? Even if you think none of them stand a chance, some stand more of a chance than others, right? Who would that be and why?
Anybody can change any of my positions. Anybody can change any of my positions, given that they meet the standard of evidence as I previously laid out in this video.
For me, all of them stand an equal chance. I wouldn't put anyone. Some of them have more experience, talking about the subject, but I wouldn't put any of them above any of the others. In convincing me.
What's your favorite film or television series? Continue.
It's difficult for me to narrow it down to one. My current favorite film is probably the two-part Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Whereas my current favorite television series is the unfortunately short-lived Firefly.
My favorite movie is going to be Aliens, the second one. And my favorite TV series is obviously and unequivocally Red Dwarf.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Contingency argument existence can be framed in a number of ways, obviously, but pick one, and what's your favorite response to this sort of contingency argument? Or if you're really ambitious, what's your favorite response to contingency arguments in general?
Prove it.
I don't find any argument for God compelling in any fashion, contingency or otherwise.
Yeah.
In your understanding of Christianity, what does it take for a person to become a Christian and experience everlasting life?
What it takes for somebody to become a Christian is to believe that they are one, in my estimation, since no sect of Christianity can agree with the other. As far as experiencing everlasting life, it would have to exist for it to be experienced, and I don't believe that it does.
All they would have to be is convinced that the claims of Christianity are true, and then if they're convinced, say it, and then I suppose that would make them a Christian, at least from their perspective. As far as experiencing the afterlife, well, you need to die for that, and no one's come back and said, yeah, totally, definitely, that's exactly what happened, so good luck.
Whether you think anything in the Bible is true or not, do you think that the Bible, or any passage in the Bible, seems to teach eternal conscious suffering in hell? Maybe you think it teaches universal ultimate salvation or annihilation, the idea that people will no longer be conscious but will be annihilated and no longer have a conscious experience of anything. And I should say, I'm partly asking that question because a friend of mine, Chris Date at Rethinking Hell, would be happy to have a discussion or a debate on the subject of whether any Bible passage teaches eternal conscious torment.
My official answer to this is I don't know. It's been too long since I have studied the Bible, and when I did study the Bible, it was not with the purpose of revealing whether or not the Bible teaches that or not. But under the assumption that it does say something that can be interpreted that way, I don't care. I want to know if it's true or not. So
I was raised to believe it did. I didn't look up specifically those verses at the time when I was growing up. I have seen some of those verses and arguments for or against. But again, I would stress that the Bible claiming something is true doesn't make it true.